The Spacing Guild Navigators from Frank Herbert's iconic Dune series and the Navigators of the Imperium of Man from the sprawling dark universe of Warhammer 40k are each pivotal cogs in the grand machinery of their universes, enabling the wonder of rapid interstellar travel. Both sets of navigators, though born from different creative visions, are bound by strikingly similar threads, a shared destiny carved by mutation and an aura that oscillates between the mystical and the mysterious. In this video, I'd like to examine the similarities and a few key differences between the bizarre interstellar steersmen found in each of these rich and complex universes. In Dune, the Spacing Guild Navigators play an essential role in space travel, using their prescient abilities enhanced by the consumption and even continual immersion in massive amounts of the spice melange to foresee safe pathways through the cosmos. This foresight is critical for operating the Highliner starship's engines, which are the actual mechanisms that fold space. With their heightened prescience, they can actually foresee every possible hindrance along each interstellar route. This foresight allows them to navigate space with precision, avoiding catastrophic events such as collisions with celestial bodies. Essentially, they possess the unique ability to determine the safest and most efficient path for this form of faster-than-light travel, ensuring a secure journey from one point in the universe to another without any risk of accidents or mishaps. This synergy between the navigator's prescience and the Highliner's space-folding technology makes conventional methods of interstellar travel obsolete. In the Warhammer 40k universe, the Imperium's navigators are similarly indispensable for space travel, guiding ships through the perilous and chaotic warp. These navigators are distinguished by a unique mutation, the Warp Eye, which, among other formidable powers, enables them to perceive the immaterium, a tumultuous, non-linear dimension interwoven with the material universe. This third eye is more than a physical anomaly. It serves as a crucial sensory organ, allowing navigators to discern the psychic currents and shifting eddies within the warp. Their navigation is greatly aided by the Astronomicon, a powerful psychic beacon emitted from Terra. This beacon is essential for navigators, serving as a fixed point of reference in the warp's chaotic expanse, akin to a lighthouse guiding ships through a stormy sea. The process of navigating the warp is fraught with inherent dangers, as it is a domain teeming with demons and other malevolent entities. The navigator's ability to chart safe courses is therefore vital. They must skillfully interpret the Astronomicon's signal amidst the warp's turbulence, plotting trajectories that avoid its many perils. This task requires not only their unique vision, but also exceptional mental fortitude and precision. Even minor errors can lead to catastrophic outcomes, such as vessels being lost in the warp, veering disastrously off course, or falling prey to its horrors. Consequently, the role of the navigators in 40k extends beyond mere piloting. They are pivotal figures who enable the very survival and coherence of humanity's vast empire. In both universes, the physical distinctions of each group are not merely cosmetic, but are deeply intertwined with the navigators' abilities and roles. While the navigators of 40k are uniquely evolved, possessing a special gene that grants them the third eye, they generally retain a much more human-like form than their Dune counterparts. On the other hand, Dune's guild navigators experience a far more profound and extreme transformation as a direct consequence of their prolonged and intensive exposure to the spice melange. This process leads them down a path of escalating mutation marked by several stages, each requiring increasing amounts of the spice. In the initial stages, the intake of melange may start with relatively small doses, but as the navigators advance in their roles and their bodies adapt to the spice, the quantity needed grows substantially. Eventually, they reach a point where they require melange in more potent forms, such as concentrated gas and tablets, to sustain their altered state and heightened abilities. This increased dependency not only enhances their prescient powers, but also leads to significant physical changes. Their bodies elongate and their extremities mutate, giving them an appearance that diverges markedly from that of a typical human. The most notable and recognizable mutation is the deep blue within blue coloration of their eyes, called the eyes of Ibad, known as a clear indication of heavy spice addiction. Over time, these navigators become so adapted to melange that they exist in a state of near-constant immersion, living in large tanks of spice gas, further accentuating their otherworldly and almost mystical presence. In both universes, the organizations to which these interstellar steersmen belong possess unfathomable wealth and wield immense power and influence, stemming largely from their essential roles within their empires. In Dune, the Spacing Guild's monopoly on space travel is deeply intertwined with their control over and access to the spice melange, vital for the navigators' prescient abilities. Their monopoly not only grants them significant political leverage, but also places them at the epicenter of the universe's economic and strategic dynamics. Despite their immense power, however, the Spacing Guild adheres to a policy of political neutrality, channeling their influence primarily towards guaranteeing the continuous supply of the spice melange. Their main concern is the consistent flow of the spice, rather than the intricacies of the empire responsible for its harvesting and distribution. While the Spacing Guild is perceived as a stagnant and parasitic entity, the Navigator families of 40K, known as the Navis Nobilitae, are more dynamic and ambitious. These families occupy a position of noble status, endowed with considerable influence and wealth within the Imperium of Man. The Navis Nobilitae are deeply entwined in the socio-political fabric of the Imperium. Unlike the Spacing Guild of Dune, the Navigator houses are not just passive participants. They are actively engaged in the power struggles and politics of the Imperium. Their ambitions drive them to seek greater influence and control, often engaging in political maneuvers, forming alliances, and even participating in conflicts to advance their status and power. This proactive stance makes them key players in the unfolding narrative of the 40K universe, as opposed to the clandestine and passive role of the Spacing Guild in Dune. In both universes, the Navigators represent a vision of a future where humanity's survival hinges on a compulsory reliance on mutated individuals, albeit under different societal dynamics. In Dune, the Spacing Guild Navigators, profoundly altered by the spice melange, embody a stagnation in human innovation. Through their insistence on maintaining the status quo, they have essentially bred an empire reluctant to change, a civilization constrained by its refusal to progress beyond established norms. This contrasts sharply with the Navigators of Warhammer 40K, who lie at the heart of a society in which adaptation and mutation are ongoing necessities. Although the Imperium of Man faces its own challenges with technological stagnation, it is compelled to continuously adapt, particularly in the realms of military and survival strategies. This constant drive for adaptation, however, comes with significant ethical and moral considerations, reflecting a universe where the imperative to endure often outweighs the consequences of such evolution. But I'm curious to know what you think of the Navigators from 40K and Dune. Are there any notable similarities between them or drastic differences that stand out? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Dune, Warhammer, and other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. And if you're looking for other ways to show your appreciation, you can check out my Patreon page, where members get access to exclusive content and perks. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.